Yo, what's up guys, I'm back, got a review for this time. We have this 88 base hero di Natale. Now I know I'm a little bit late to reviewing this, and I'll explain more why that is on the positive negative side of things. This is actually my second attempt at using this card. On stat sensor, he's 5'7", got the high-low work rate, he's right-footed with the 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Now, this card for me, I decided to go with the engine chem style, and I'll explain again why after on the positive negative side of things, just to boost up that pace, that dribbling and the passing a little bit more. Now on alternative positions, he has got a little bit of variety to play, which I quite like. He's got the striker, the centre forward, and also the left wing. Just allows him to have a little bit of position swaps if you need him to, if you need another striker like a Voller or something like that. So on stat sensor, he's got 90 pace, 91 shooting, the 85 passing, the 90 dribbling, and the 70 physical. So on paper, it looks like a very, very deadly striker. As you see by his traits, he's got the finesse shot trait, the flair trait, and the outside the foot shot trait, which is again very, very nice. If you do enjoy the clips or want to see more, please do subscribe. It generally does help the channel out a lot, and I'll see you after the positive negatives. Peace. So let's get on some overall thoughts about the card then. Now, I'm going to explain what I talked about in the intro. This is why this is my second time trying to record this. And I actually bought this card originally for about 800k. I used him and he was generally the worst debut I've ever had with the card. I've never ever actually sold a card after a debut. I always give the card a chance, but I genuinely was so frustrated with this card at the time. But I thought it maybe might have been like a right thing to give him a second chance. So I thought, here we go, let's go. So he's got the 4-star skills, 4-star weak, which is actually really nice about this card. You really want the 5-star skills in my opinion for a card that's this expensive, But with that being said, the 4-star skills do allow him to do like the heal, the advanced one and stuff like that, and a few nice skills, but unfortunately you can't do like the elastic and stuff like that. Now the 4-star week for me, very good, very consistent. I felt like not really too much issues on it at all. Obviously a few chances might go wide, but overall very nice left foot. Now the pace to me, especially with the engine chem style, really good on this card. Be very fast and go, especially since it's got a nice pace split of the higher acceleration, lower sprint speed. I feel like it's really good. Now as you can see, he's got the finesse shot trait and outside the force shot trait, which is really nice for a striker. Outside the force shot trait is the most important trait in my opinion for this year, especially since he has the good attack position, the good finishing. I do want a little bit more shot power in my opinion, especially if you're going to do the Travellas, because they need a little bit of power on them to get into the back of the net if you're going to go across goal. So that is a little bit annoying at times, excuse me, but generally it is still decent. Now the passing for me, generally didn't have too many issues. As a striker, that's really all you need, especially with the engine to boost it. The vision, the short pass, and also the curve really nice. And the curve goes hand in hand, obviously, with the finesse shot trait. Now, the drilling for me. Overall, he's 5'7", so he's going to be very swift on the ball, especially with the engine chem style to boost it up. He's very agile, especially if you can use that L1 dribbling. It's very deadly. And that balance as well, really nice. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the strength to go with it, so he will get pushed off the ball very easily. But the balance, it does kind of counteract it. Now the pose for me, generally didn't have too many issues with. Obviously he missed an odd chance here and there, but overall for him, I felt it was a very solid card in front of goal. Not like I had him in my debut with him. Now, onto the physicals for me. So he's got the low head knacks, he's got the low jumping. He's not really the most aerial threats card. So this is why I feel like you stay away from that. Get to his feet, do some skills and stuff like that. Use the agility, use the passing. Generally, just stay away from that air ability if possible. Now the stamina for me, I feel like this is like minimum necessity on a striker in my opinion. Anything above 80 with the right instructions will last you 90 minutes. Like, it's not going to be too much of an issue, but I do kind of want more like 85 base in my opinion. Now the strength for me, as I've already talked about, is a little bit low, and I actually do really like it, like cards with high aggression, because to be defending from the front line, you could use a second man press, get him near to the ball, and they will use that aggression to get the ball back for you. But unfortunately, it doesn't have that attribute. So on to my overall scores about the card then. Now first for me is the pace. Now overall for the pace, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. He's not Mbappe or Alawari level fast, don't get me wrong, but with the engine chem style, it's really nice to be fair, and he will be able to burst through and goal, especially being 5'7". Now the shooter for me, overall, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Very solid in my opinion. Probably one of the better shooters for the hero cards. Very deadly on both feet, which is quite nice. Now the passing for me, overall, didn't have too many issues. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. I could give it a little bit higher considering he's a striker and he doesn't really need passing too much. But with that being said, it is room for improvement on there, so I am going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, the drilling for me overall, generally he's 5'7" and he's got the engine chem style line to boost it. I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. I do feel like there's room for improvement in this, definitely with the agility, with the composure, maybe a little bit with the reactions and the actual dribbling style, but overall they're very nitpicky ones. I think that's a fair score. Now the physical for me, overall for this, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I do think they could be a little bit better in my opinion, and there is room for improvement definitely in that. So on overall score from then, I'm going to give him an 8.8 out of 10. Even for January, he is still a very good card, and he's probably one of the better base heroes out there. I'd probably maybe say Cordoba's better, Janola's better. Is that it? I think it's just them two. Yeah, maybe a Koch pushing it because he's got the 5-star skills, but overall, this card is definitely one of the better base hero cards. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a World Cup one because I don't think he actually played in the World Cup. But on value of coins, so he's coming in around 350k. That's actually quite a good price in my opinion for him. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 value for coins. I do feel like he's got the nice links to the Serie A if you have got any Serie A players in your team and stuff like that. And he also is Italian. Obviously, they get themselves 3 chemistry just base, so that is really nice. So if you do need a clinical striker for 350k, he is one of the better options out there. So if you do want him, pick him up, try him out for yourself, let me know how he's in the comments down below for you guys. But that's all for my views. Always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe. It generally does help the channel out a lot. But I've got nothing more to say, so I'll see you next view, and peace out, guys.